Hi everyone and welcome to Survivor Stories with Yanni. I just thought I'd catch up today and let you know that I've been feeling really bad. As you can hear my throat, I don't feel too good. I got tested for COVID. I don't have COVID, thank God for that. And anyway, so I'm here to talk about, while I wasn't feeling well, I started watching some shows on Netflix and came across one very interesting show. Most of you know part of my story or a lot of my story because I did share a lot of it on Crime and Critters on the farm with Miss Daisy. I've often gone up there and spoke about it when certain true crime subjects suggest that it could be trafficking involved. So I've gone up there to, shine a light on what I would feel happened, especially in Summer Wells' situation. But today we're here to talk about something completely different. So I haven't been feeling well, so I've been laying down a lot, and while hubby's away, I spend a lot of time in the living room because we've been packing up and we've got boxes everywhere, and it just makes me feel terrible. And I always tell my kids, a messy home is an unhappy home. And I've always told them that since they were little children. And right now, we're living in kind of a messy home because there's boxes everywhere. And I'm trying to teach them that that's not because we're unhappy. We are happy. We're moving into a better home. Anyway, to start off, so I'm laying around just, flicking through, watching TV, and I see a movie that's got an Australian actress in it called Naomi Watts, and there's another lady in it that I watched who's really funny usually in a lot of movies. So I thought, two actresses I like, let's flick on that. Okay, the series is called The Watcher. It came out a few days ago, I think. I'm not sure when. I only come across it in the last few days. So it starts off as a family living in New York, in the city, that they want to get some quiet time. So they want to look for a house in the burbs. So they go looking for a house, and they find this beautiful brownstone home in a really nice, quiet, leafy, manicured lawns, perfect neighbourhood, where probably the elites live. I mean, that's the take I would have on it. But anyway, so they move into this place. All weird stuff starts to happen. The neighbours don't like them because, they're people that have lived there for years and years and years, and their families lived there before them, and they all knew each other, grew up together, blah, blah, blah. It's one of those elite neighbourhoods where everyone knows everybody and whatever. Anyway, so the story starts off, this family moves in, and straight away they're ridiculed and just, people don't like them. Then they start to renovate, which causes a real scene, and things start to take a really bad turn. They then somehow find out about a blood cult that sacrificed children from that area, and they even talk about adrenochrome and all of that stuff, which is quite interesting. And once again, Hollywood trying to make it look like it's a bizarre story, that, it's a Hollywood story and it's not real. It's real. And they do this a lot. They will get subjects that they're either involved with or they know people that are involved in it. And they'll make a show, a movie, a series or something about it to make it look, to decentralize it, to make it look like, it can't be real, it's just too far out there to be real. Let me tell you, it's real. It's very, very real. And they know what they're doing. And for the average person seeing a show like this, they would think, oh, it's a Hollywood movie. But for people like me and others, survivors, we know goddamn well that that's not the way it goes. and that is a true story. And anyway, so when they start the renovations, they come across the underground tunnels underneath their homes, which is another thing that is real, you know. I know it sounds weird, doesn't it? Underground tunnels in people's homes. There's underground tunnels in people's homes, especially the elite and the elite that are into child sacrifice or, you know, other sick and perverted things that I've spoken about weeks ago on here, on my channel, stuff that I have experienced myself. So take that in, and if you're interested in that stuff and you want to see it, and you know, go watch this series. It's called The Watcher. It's on Netflix. They've done it well. They've done the story well, but unfortunately, they're trying to make it seem like it is a Hollywood movie and it's not real, and that is far from the truth. Everything they mention in this series, as a matter of fact, is true and happens. There are blood cults. There are people that sacrifice children and drink their blood. That's true. There are, you know, cults that, you know, do SA to children because they believe this some weird stuff. You know, it's just stuff that they believe in their cult, and you know, unfortunately it's a very true story. But the reason why I did this today is because a few videos ago, maybe in the beginning, maybe my first 3, I mentioned this, that I experienced such terrible things like this, and then stumbled across this series and gone, they're trying to disingenuate people like me that survived terrible things, survived seeing that stuff that we were subjected to, that we endured, stuff that we've seen in our lives. Sometimes on a weekly basis we saw sacrifices at a lot of the time. You know, if it wasn't that, we were being SA'd by disgusting old men that have paid all this money to do that. You know, this happened. It's real. The Watcher is the series on Netflix that does dive into this and make it look like, you know, this family are crazy because they believe that it's you know, they believe that it's true, and they start, you know, fighting back, basically. You don't fight back with them people because they've got a lot of money and they will fight you all the way. Sorry. I've been really sick, so that's why I haven't been making any videos. While I've been sick, that's where I've stumbled across this show. I think I'll leave it at that, but if you're interested in, you know, that subject, please remember my first few videos where I spoke about what I went through, and then watch that show, The Watcher, and it's pretty spot on about what happens. You know, I think it's only been the first episode, well, the first series of it, and there'll be like 2 or 3 maybe. It probably will, because this is a subject a lot of people will watch and want to see. A lot of people won't believe it, and they will think it's a Hollywood fictional story, that you know, it's not real. A lot of us that survived it know it's real, and a lot of the other people, you know, they want to know and they want to see what goes on. Well, it's only just touching on the subject, but it is mentioned, and I see their angle. I see where they're going with this. They're trying to make, you know, people like me and others look like we're crazy and, you know, we've watched too many movies. Well, this movie only just come out, from what I believe, and I told my story months ago on Miss Daisy's channel. So oh, how did I know? I didn't see this show. Anyway, I don't need them to believe me. I don't need anyone to believe me. If you don't believe me, that is fine. That is your choice and you're allowed to have it. But it happens and it's still happening, and I'm a survivor, and there are many of me. I'm not just one person. There's millions of people that got through it like I did that can tell you that this stuff is very, very, very real, okay? So if you're interested in that subject, it does just sort of touch on it. It doesn't go far onto the subject at this point. It kind of just touches on it and leaves it. But I'm sure the next part of it, they may talk about it more, or the family, when they move back to New York, they may start investigating for themselves. I don't know where it's going, but I watched the first part of it and it's pretty interesting. And whoever wrote this, yeah, I think I need to look into them, because wow. Once again, Hollywood does it again and makes us look like the crazy ones. When, let me tell you, Hollywood, you're the crazy ones and this really happens. I'm alive. I survived it. Me and millions of others. Try to tell us we're not telling the truth. Try that. Try to make our stories be not real. We wake up at night and scream. We cry. We are on medication. We can barely even get through a day. We survived though. We got here and we're telling our story. So go ahead, Hollywood, sensationalize it and make us look crazy. But we know the truth, okay? And we're out here and we're surviving and we're going to tell the story. So bye. And I'll see you next time. I'm not laughing. I'm laughing at them laughing at us. That's what the inside joke with me is. That they are laughing at us and I'm laughing back at them, because they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. The Watcher on Netflix. Please check it out. Bye from Yanni. See you next time.